Good Tuesday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Tuesday. I am your meteorologist, Jess Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Tuesday evening going into your future. We have made it through Tuesday. We just have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and we will be done for the week. We will be done for the week, and we'll be going into our weekend. But first, before we even get into that, make sure you go and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Share it with all the people that you know. We're at 472 subscribers, trying to get to 500. We need 28. Yes, 28 more people to go on and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well. But obviously, I can't force you to. Cannot force you to. Cannot force you to. But let's go on now and talk with the recorded audience for the people who could unfortunately not be present at the live recording tonight. Good Tuesday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Tuesday. I am your meteorologist, Chase Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Tuesday evening going into your future. Looking at the radar right now, we do have a lot of rainfall going on from Gaffney, South Carolina, down through Union, South Carolina, Saluda, down into Barnwell and Allendale, South Carolina as well. We also do have some downpours going on over here just to the west of Hollywood, South Carolina, going into Hanahan, South Carolina. And even over here just off the coast of Georgetown and Myrtle Beach, rainfall and some downpours are going on through there. As we look at what's going on throughout the entire United States, we do have some rainfall going on, obviously, in Georgia with some severe weather as well. We have some damage reports coming out of Georgia over here inside of Mendez, Georgia. Trees are down at in the intersection over pretty much around 8:02 p.m. is when it happened. We also do have some rain going on over here in West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, also getting some rainfall. Also up there inside of Minnesota, going down into Missouri. We also do have some storms going on in Colorado, Wyoming, and down into the Four Corners region over into Nevada as well. As you move even down here into southern Alabama and going into southern Mississippi, rainfall and severe storms are going on over there as well. Going into our cloud cover is showing some pretty heavy cloud cover right now. Right now it's looking like that cloud cover could be heavy all the way from the upstate down to the Midlands, the low country as well. And then the PD region actually is showing some not so heavy cloud cover, but still some is there, obviously. Still some is there. Going into current cloud cover into the future, as you go ahead and push this forward right here, you can see that that cloud cover is still there, and it's still going to be consistent as we move into tonight. You can see that that cloud cover will continue to be present over the state, and as you go into tomorrow morning, cloud cover will still continue. So even as we go into tomorrow, that cloud cover will still be present over the state, and again, we're not really going to get rid of it really anytime soon. Here is our current temperature: 64 in Columbia, 68 in Orangeburg, as well as 73 in Somerville, 71 in Moncks Corner, 73 in Allendale, as well as 71 in Georgetown and Conway, 73 inside of Myrtle Beach, and 75 in North Myrtle Beach. We also do have 75 in Kiawah Island, 59 up there near Greenville, 59 in Spartanburg, as well as 61 in Lauren, 62 in Greenwood, as well as 59 in Clemson, 62 in Rock Hill, and 61 in York as well. Low temperatures for tonight: 55 in Greenville, 55 in Spartanburg, as well as 56 in Rock Hill, 57 in Winsboro, as well as 61 in Columbia, 64 in Orangeburg, as well as 66 in Walterboro. We also have 71 in Charleston, 68 in Georgetown, as well as 70 in Myrtle Beach, 73 in Hilton Head Island, and 62 up there in Aiken. Going into your rainfall for tonight, you can see that a good amount of rainfall is expected, from a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch for places like Rock Hill, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, going into Orangeburg and Aiken as well. If you go to quarter of an inch to half an inch, places like Moncks Corner, Walterboro, and Hilton Head Island as well. Barnwell also has that chance for a quarter of an inch to a half an inch, and then a hundredth of an inch to a tenth of an inch for over there in the Greenville, Spartanburg region as well. As we go on into our severe weather, starting off tonight, we still do have a marginal risk. Yes, a marginal risk of severe weather. Let's see if they've updated. They have not And it actually won't because it was updated at 8:44. So that's going to stay like that. And you can see that we still do have that marginal risk of severe weather that goes all the way into places like pretty much the entire low country of South Carolina, going into Georgetown and Myrtle Beach as well. And even as you go into like Allendale County, going up there into the very southern tip of Aiken County as well. So does have a wind threat, 40 to 60 miles per hour. That's a possibility. And then severe hail as well. Severe hail of some small hail to maybe even 1 inch in diameter hail is possible with the storm if it goes through this region as we go through tonight. As we go into tomorrow, a marginal risk of severe weather is in effect, or a low risk for tomorrow as well. This is for, again, 40 to 60 mile per hour winds. If a storm gets going, it will have that opportunity to produce some gusty winds. And Thursday is going to be no different. Still marginal risk of severe weather down there from all the way from Dorchester, Berkeley, Charleston County, going down into the rest of the low country of South Carolina as well. And that's not the only thing that we have to worry about as well. Let's go on and look at Friday. So we're going to just go on and replace this. Starting off here, Friday, May the 30th, 2025, we have a slight risk of severe weather for Aiken, Columbia, Florence, going into northern Dorchester and Berkeley County, going into Williamsburg County, going into Horry County as well. And then also over there inside of places like Lancaster, Chesterfield, Bennettsville as well. Now, this is mainly going to be a damaging wind and a hail threat, but the fact that they are this confident going 4 days out and it's already a slight risk means that it could potentially be significant. So we're going to see what happens here, but Friday is definitely going to have to be a day that we watch out for severe weather for sure. Friday probably going to be the worst day for severe weather this week. So if you have anything planned for Friday, I'd make sure that I'm paying attention for sure. Anything outdoors. Let's go on now and look at excessive rainfall. So, in terms of tonight, we still have that slight risk of excessive rainfall still. Look like for, again, low country of South Carolina going into the Midlands and up there into Columbia as well. That is all obviously still there. And as you go up into like Conway, Myrtle Beach, Florence, Rock Hill, Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson, Greenwood, you still have that marginal risk, which is just some minor flooding. Tomorrow, no threat for any sort of flooding or anything like that. Thursday, we have a return for some minor flooding over here from Greenwood, Columbia, Blythewood, going down to Sumter, Manning, and St. George, going through North Charleston, Somerville, Charleston, Hanahan, Walterboro, Ridgeland, Beaufort. All of these regions, minor risk of flooding on Thursday, and that will continue through Friday as well, going through, again, the entire low country, pretty much most of the Grand PD region and all the Grand Strand region going into the southern Midlands as well. Minor flooding on Friday, and then Saturday we get another break. So overall, this is just an active week of just so far in terms of severe weather and excessive rainfall, and there's a chance that we could potentially see some obviously severe weather every single day, or at least a chance for severe weather every single day. Excessive rainfall, I don't think that's going to happen every single day, but for most of the week, 100% yes. Let's go and look at the models. We're going to start off here. I have to bring this down just right here. But we're going to start this off here, 9 p.m. You can see obviously what's going on. We do have some rainfall with some downpours going on coastal regions. You can see some in the upstate as well, in the Midlands. As we push forward, this is 12 o'clock in the morning right here. Those showers and downpours will continue going through the upstate, most of the Midlands as well. Low country starting to get some as well. And the PD and the Grand Strand staying relatively dry. Obviously some near the coast. And then as you continue through to 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning, those showers and downpours will definitely decrease a lot. And by the time you get to around 5 o'clock in the morning, barely anyone is seeing any rain. Just overall just scattered to isolated shower potential. And this is 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, still looking pretty dry. Upstate getting some more rainfall and downpours going into around 10 to 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then as you get to noon tomorrow, upstate receiving some more shower and downpour activity. Now let's go in and look at even more into the short-term future as we push this forward right here. That rainfall and that downpour activity will push down into, again, low country PD region by around 4 to 5 p.m. And then overall just that rainfall and that thunderstorm activity will kind of just train along inside of the low country of South Carolina, just into from like 4 p.m., like going all the way through to like 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. And then it'll get really dry. I mean, this is May the 29th, Thursday right here. And you can see that it's relatively dry for a good majority of the day. Pretty much all morning. And then going into the early afternoon, it's looking dry as well. We'll talk more about that tomorrow night. But overall, it's looking like that it could be dry for a little bit going into Thursday. Now, what's going on with our long-term future? So here we go right here. Starting off at 2 p.m. on Thursday, where we left off. We're going to push this forward, and you can see that some rainfall activity will come back. I mean, obviously, this is 8 p.m. right here on Thursday, and obviously, you're seeing a lot more rain activity. Even the 30th as well, showing some rain activity. Then the 31st comes along, and overall just stays dry going into around June the 1st, June the 2nd. Some isolated shower activity is possible, but nothing really too severe. And then a high pressure takes over by around June the 3rd to the 4th. And overall, it's just staying dry for a good majority of that time frame. Going into finally around June the 6th, we start to see some rainfall activity going on. And then everything passes from June the 10th. I mean, this is just way too far out, so we're not going to say anything about this. But let's go on now and talk about temperature anomalies, because I do want to talk about how cooler or how warmer than average it will be. We're going to go again 48 hours out, or actually we're going to start tonight. We'll start tonight. But obviously right now, you can see obviously it is cooler than average. And then as we get into around the 29th, it might warm up a little bit during the day on Thursday, but overall just cooler than average temperatures take shape through the rest of May. And then as we get into early June, you can finally start to see some warmer than average temperatures take shape through early June. And even as you get into trying to get into mid-June, you finally start to see a little bit of a cool down going in around June the 9th and the 10th. But overall, it's just pretty much just a fight at this point between cool air and warm air as you get into kind of right in between mid and early June. So that's what we're looking at as we go into, obviously, that time frame. Let's go on now and look at the Gracie score. We're at a 78 for tonight. I'm not really too surprised with the slight risk of excessive rainfall in effect, also with the marginal risk of severe weather still in effect for tonight as well. I can understand why it's at a 78 in that severe category. Severe thunderstorms, obviously are possible, and then also scattered flash flooding will also be an issue as well as you go into tonight as well. Now, how much rainfall have we received pretty much in the past 24 hours? That is something I want to see. Or I'll look at the past 6 hours first. I'm going to look at the past 6 hours real quick. So looking at it right here, this is how much rainfall we've received since around 3 p.m. And you can see, again, this is just what radar has detected. This is not going to be exact, most likely, but it's going to show us something close. Like down here, for example, just to the south and west or south and east of Cottageville, it says up to 4 inches fell right over there. And for example, Latson, it says around 2, close to 2, maybe 1 to 2 inches fell over there. Over there inside of, this is Garden City Beach, around 2.2-ish. Inside of Conway, it says 2.2.5, kind of, 2.3. Up there in Loris, around 2. North Myrtle Beach, around a half an inch. Myrtle Beach, around an inch. So overall, a good amount fell. And you can look at the actual radar itself. That might have a little bit of more of an understanding of how much rain actually did fall. If you go to storm total precipitation, pretty much, it's pretty much close. It's pretty close to what the MRMS said, 4 point, maybe even 5 inches down there just to the south and east of Cottageville. And then over here into the PD region, going to the Grand Strand, Carolina Forest, around 2. Going up there toward Lourdes, around 1 to 2. So definitely around that 1 to 2 inch region. Now, I know a lot of people like me at my house, we only got 3/10 of an inch, but obviously other areas inside the low country definitely got more than I did. But that's gonna wrap that up. Let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. So we're going to start off with Mr. Anthony. Says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Terrell says, like button, everyone, please. Greetings, everyone. Greetings to you as well. Let me go on and pin that comment real quick. Dad says, good evening, just if I trust you had an awesome day. I did. Thank you so much for trusting. Tish says, hey, just hello to you. And then Thad says, it was some very good weather, lots of rain, thunder, and lightning. I tried to send you an email, but it was too big. Yeah, you can't. I think once you get to like that minute mark, I think you might have to just stop and maybe record another one. Might have to send a couple at a time, but you can't really record it for too long, or else email will usually kind of reject it. I think Outlook, like if you set it on but I don't have Outlook, so never mind. But I know I sent like a gigabyte video on Outlook on my school email, and it sent it in like a OneDrive link, but that has nothing to do with Gmail. I'm gonna assume you have Gmail. And then Tish said it rained a lot here today. Yeah, over there, I think y'all got around 2 inches of rainfall, so a lot more than a lot of people did get. Trail says, lovely rain here today. Window up, sounded lovely. Birds chirping and a turtle in the backyard. Terrific Tuesday. I tried to get a picture of the turtle. That's okay. That's okay. We believe you. And then my cousin Cheryl says, good evening, everyone. How are you doing? Weatherman, hope all is well. All is well. Hope you had a great holiday. Be blessed and listening. Love you, Cheryl. Thank you so much for that comment. And I appreciate you for coming on, asking how everyone else's day was as well, and just showing up tonight. And that's it. I don't see anyone else, any other comments or anything like that. So let's go on and talk about San Antonio, Raleigh, Philadelphia, and then we're going to talk about what's going on throughout the entire United States, and then we'll be out of here for tonight. Should not take long at all. Starting off with San Antonio, low temperatures tonight, 71. High temperatures tomorrow at 85. Low temperatures tomorrow night, 72. Severe thunderstorms are possible tonight, and showers are likely tomorrow during the day, and scattered thunderstorms again tomorrow night as well. So overall, you're still going to have that rain threat, and it's definitely going to also probably make things cooler, especially if that rainfall comes in. Now, in terms of severe weather, you're under a slight risk, a level 2 out of 5. You do have a 2% risk of tornadoes, a 15% risk of damaging winds, and a 15% risk of damaging hail today. So definitely, for tonight. So definitely, you still have that threat, mainly for, again, wind and hail, small tornado threat. And then tomorrow, marginal risk of severe weather for, again, mainly wind and hail, but overall it's only at 5%. And then Thursday, again, only a 5% risk of severe weather just in general. Moving on to Raleigh, low temperatures tonight, 59. High temperatures tomorrow at 77. Low temperatures tomorrow night at 62. Showers are likely tonight with patchy fog, and then also showers are likely tomorrow during the day as well. Patchy fog is also expected, and then slight chance of thunderstorms tomorrow night as well. Now, in terms of severe weather and also excessive rainfall, there is no severe weather expected. Well, yes, Friday. I apologize. Friday, you do have a severe weather threat. Again, mainly damaging winds and hail. 15% risk of receiving some severe weather on Friday. So for now, that is a pretty big, already a pretty big thing that they're that confident already. I did forget to talk about excessive rainfall for San Antonio. It's just a slight risk for tonight, so some scattered flash flooding possible tonight. Minor risk of flooding on Wednesday, and past that, that's it. And then going back up to Raleigh, there is a minor risk of flooding tonight, and then past that, that's pretty much it there. And then our final location being Philadelphia, low temperatures tonight 57, high temperatures tomorrow at 59, and low temperatures tomorrow night at 55, a chance of rain tonight. And then tomorrow, during the day, rainfall is expected tomorrow during the day and tomorrow night as well. In terms of severe weather, no severe weather is expected. And then in terms of excessive rainfall, it seems like you are just out the clear. Maybe Friday, some minor flooding on Friday, maybe, but it's not really too much of a threat. And so that's pretty much it there. So let's go on and talk about what's going on throughout the entire United States. Scattered to severe thunderstorms and heavy rain may produce hail, damaging winds, and localized flash flooding across portions of the southern plains in the southeast. Another area of heavy rain will develop over parts of the Ohio Valley and the central Appalachians, and it may create mainly localized areas of flash flooding as well. So that, includes especially places like Alabama where there's flash flood warnings going, or flash flood watches or flood watches going on over there. And then also severe thunderstorm watches over there. Texas has some extreme heat is going to be a thing as well down there near Las Vegas, going into California as well. And other than that, that's pretty much it. So I don't really see anything else really to talk about. So if you enjoyed the forecast tonight, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the share button as well. We've had 41 people tune in tonight. Why do we only have 8 likes? Why do we only have 8 likes? We've had 41 people tune in. I mean, we should at least have like north of 20 likes at this point if we've had 41 people tune in. If you have not hit the like button, make sure you go on and do so. And if you're new and if you have not hit the subscribe button yet, make sure you go on and do so. And while you're here, go on and hit the share button as well. Share it with everyone that you know. There definitely is 1 or 2 people that you have not sent it to yet that you know and that you're thinking about right now, but you just haven't gotten to it yet. I mean, it could be somebody that you just met at the grocery store today. It could be somebody that you met when you got or it could be somebody that you met when you got your Big Mac from McDonald's today for your lunch break. Or it could be, you got a Whopper from Burger King. I'm not judging. But it can be it's quicker to hit all of those buttons than it is to get all of that. But I will be back tomorrow morning with your Wednesday morning forecast update. And tomorrow's the midweek. So once we get done with tomorrow, we'll be halfway through the week. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday.
Thank you.